I want to get you out the door this morning before we kind of recap the latest advisory. And you can see the radar is sweeping around all 5 locations here for Fox 4. And you can see not much happening for us. We have a couple of showers south of the Florida Keys, but Cape Coral through the Caloosahatchee River down towards Naples, we are dry. We had one shower pop up just to the west of Naples earlier today. Most of the rain is up around Tampa Bay, stretching offshore from Sarasota to Venice. And we've been tracking this line south of Bimini in the Bahamas that will continue to drift away from the Florida Keys in the next hour or so. As you step outside, 78 degrees in Fort Myers, just a degree or two cooler than where we were this time yesterday. Marco Island checking in at 79 with clear skies, and the winds are calm this morning. As you plan your day, 92 degrees, 50% chance of showers and storms this afternoon before most of those head off towards the east coast. A little broader view across the state. We've got this trough of low pressure connected to what is Tropical Depression number 6. We were tracking this last week, and finally the National Hurricane Center saw enough on the satellite representation to start advisories on this system. It is forecast to become Tropical Storm Dorian as it moves away from the U.S. coastline out into the open Atlantic. So we go to Tropical Storm Dorian. This one continues to move past Barbados and is now moving past the Windward Islands around St. Lucian, Martinique, and just south here of Guadeloupe. As it enters the Caribbean, we have a couple of factors to watch. This is a very small storm, and small storms are a little harder to forecast. The computer models have a harder time of grabbing a hold of them and then projecting them forward. And a couple of other factors we're watching. Notice the brown shades here on the water vapor loop. That is dry air that is being entrained into this system, and it's keeping Dorian from rapidly intensifying because there's a small window here where actually upper level winds were favorable, but the dry air is helping keeping that system from intensifying as it enters the eastern parts of the Caribbean. The island of Hispaniola, if you're not familiar with it, mountain peaks up 10,000 feet. And when a small system like this interacts with land, usually it rips it apart, and with that land interaction, yesterday the track was a little farther to the south. Now it is a little farther to the north, and with that it's going to get closer to the Mona Passage between Puerto Rico and Punta Cana here on the eastern tip of the Dominican Republic, and that means that it could possibly miss the more mountainous terrain, but the National Hurricane Center is keeping this right now as a tropical storm near 70 miles per hour, and then a lot of uncertainty here days 4 and 5 as it gets close to San Salvador in the Bahamas and then starts to make its closest approach to Florida. What we know now is that we definitely will see some wind and rain here for the upcoming weekend, and therefore our rain chance is going to be up near 70% as we track Dorian. We're kind of sitting in this sit and wait period, but right now Dorian, I don't think it's anything we can't handle here in town, as it's going to be a little stormy here for our Labor Day weekend.